Angelina Jolie's story begins not with glamour, but with loss. Born into a famous family, she experienced instability early when her father, Jon Voight, left when she was still an infant. Raised by her mother, Marceline Bertrand, Angelina grew up witnessing resilience in its purest form. Her mother worked tirelessly to provide, often sacrificing her own dreams. Despite the love at home, the absence of a father created a quiet emotional gap that shaped Angelina's identity. She learned early that life could be unpredictable and that strength often comes from necessity. This environment planted the seeds of both vulnerability and determination, forming the emotional foundation of a woman who would later captivate the world while privately searching for stability and belonging. The outsider in a world of beauty. As a teenager attending Beverly Hills High School, Angelina struggled with self-image. Ironically, the features that would later define global beauty standards made her feel different and isolated. She was often misunderstood, labeled as unusual rather than unique. This period of her life was marked by insecurity and a longing to fit in, something she rarely achieved. Instead of validation, she found herself navigating judgment and loneliness. These experiences shaped her emotional depth and gave her a perspective that would later influence her acting. While the world would eventually celebrate her appearance, during these formative years, she was simply trying to understand herself. That contrast between public admiration and private doubt would become a recurring theme throughout her life. Finding expression through acting, Angelina turned to acting as a way to process emotions she struggled to articulate. Training at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, she discovered a space where vulnerability could become strength. Acting allowed her to step into different lives, exploring emotions safely through performance. Early roles were inconsistent, but they revealed her intensity and authenticity. She wasn't interested in playing it safe. She brought raw honesty to every character. This willingness to explore complex emotions made her stand out in an industry often driven by image. Acting became more than a career. It was a lifeline, a way to transform inner conflict into something meaningful. It marked the beginning of her journey towards self-understanding, even as fame slowly began to take shape around her. The rise to global fame. Her breakthrough performances in Gia and Girl interrupted established Angelina as a force in Hollywood. Winning an Academy Award at a young age, she quickly became one of the industry's most talked-about talents. Her presence was magnetic, her performances unforgettable. Yet fame brought its own challenges. The public became fascinated not only with her work, but with her personal life. Every choice, every relationship, every moment was scrutinized. While she achieved professional success, the attention often overshadowed her artistry. Still, she continued to push boundaries, refusing to conform to expectations. Her rise was not just about talent, it was about authenticity. Even when that authenticity made others uncomfortable, she was becoming an icon, though the cost of that transformation was still unfolding. Love, chaos, and transformation. Angelina's early relationships reflected her emotional intensity. Her marriage to Billy Bob Thornton captured media attention, symbolizing both passion and unpredictability. While the relationship was deeply felt, it also highlighted the challenges she faced in finding balance. During this period, she began to reassess her life and priorities. The turning point came when she adopted her first child, Maddox. Motherhood shifted her perspective in profound ways. For the first time, she had a responsibility that extended beyond herself. This new role grounded her, offering clarity and purpose. It marked the beginning of a transformation from a figure defined by intensity to one driven by compassion and responsibility. Her journey was no longer just about survival. It became about building something meaningful. A humanitarian awakening. Angelina's work with United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees reshaped her public image and personal mission. Traveling to conflict zones and refugee camps, she witnessed realities far removed from Hollywood. These experiences deeply impacted her, inspiring a commitment to advocacy and humanitarian work. She used her platform to amplify voices often ignored, bringing global attention to critical issues. This wasn't a superficial role. It became central to her identity. Her actions demonstrated that influence could be used for more than personal gain. She evolved into a global advocate, proving that transformation is possible even under intense public scrutiny. Through this work, she found a sense of purpose that extended beyond fame, grounding her in something far more enduring than celebrity. A love that capture. The world her relationship with Brad Pitt became one of the most talked about partnerships in modern celebrity culture. Together, they built a family that symbolized diversity and compassion, raising children from different parts of the world. Their union, often referred to as Brangelina, represented both romance and influence. They collaborated on humanitarian efforts and shared a vision of global responsibility. For a time, they seemed to embody a modern fairy tale, successful, socially conscious, and deeply connected. Yet behind the public image, maintaining such a life came with immense pressure. Balancing careers, family, and constant media attention created challenges that were not always visible. Their story, while inspiring, was also complex, reminding the world that even the most admired relationships require constant effort and understanding. Health, courage, and difficult choices. Angelina faced one of her most personal challenges when she discovered she carried a genetic risk for cancer. Choosing preventive surgeries, she made decisions that were both deeply private and publicly impactful. By sharing her journey, she encouraged conversations about health awareness and proactive care. Her openness inspired countless individuals to take control of their own well-being. These choices were not easy. They required courage and resilience. They also highlighted her willingness to prioritize life over image. While the world admired her strength, the emotional weight of such decisions was significant. Through it all, she demonstrated that true bravery lies not in perfection, but in facing difficult truths and acting with intention. Her experience became a powerful example of informed choice and personal empowerment. The breaking point and aftermath. The separation from Brad Pitt marked a turning point in Angelina's life. What followed was a highly publicized and complex legal battle that tested both individuals and their family. The situation was difficult, involving emotional, legal, and personal challenges that extended over years. Despite the turmoil, Angelina remained focused on her role as a mother. Protecting her children and maintaining stability became her priority. The experience underscored the reality that even the strongest partnerships can falter under pressure. It also revealed the strength required to move forward after such a public and personal loss. While the world watched from a distance, the real story was one of resilience, adaptation, and the ongoing effort to rebuild a sense of normalcy. A life redefined by purpose. Today, Angelina Jolie continues to evolve. She has shifted her focus toward directing, advocacy, and raising her children as they step into independence. Her life is quieter, more intentional, and grounded in purpose. While she remains a global figure, her priorities have changed. She values privacy, health, and meaningful work over public attention. Her journey reflects growth shaped by experience, both triumphs and challenges. She is no longer defined solely by beauty or fame, but by resilience and impact. In many ways, her story is still unfolding. It serves as a reminder that transformation is continuous, and that identity is not fixed but shaped by choices, experiences, and the courage to keep moving forward despite uncertainty.